Sharing screen. Then to study material. We started collections, right?
Yes.
Collections we only gone through list and array list. It's still not completed. A lot of things are there. So you remember we have gone through this diagram. Okay, where we talked about the collections, classes, interfaces, kind of things. And we have seen some demo how to add elements in array list. What is the load factor? What is the multiplying factor? How to get the size of a list? How to add element? So those kind of examples we have already seen. So today we will see more examples on that. Anyone has any doubt regarding array list?
No, Rajiv.
So we were going through like how to print different ways, like how to print in different ways. So we have seen like how to print in reverse order, how to print via advanced for each loop, for advanced for loop we call it. And I told you via iterator as well. So iterator I preferred like while loop and via while loop. So iter.next and iter.hasNext. Via two methods we have printed the array list. And we will see more things today. So one is iterator and one is list iterator. So list iterator has a feature to navigate forward and backward. So that is the most important thing. So I will show you with some example, then you will easily understand. You can see here. So if you want to use iterator and list iterator, so use only one, that is preferred one. And you already see that what is my list over here. So this is my list. Just trying to recall that this is my by default list. We have created one array list. So in array list, like it's a dynamic array, as you already know. So one way is iterator that you have already seen, and one way is list iterator. So for list iterator also, like you can use either for loop or while loop. So I will prefer while loop because for loop is like design wise bit complex for people to remember because it has three sections. One is mandatory section, which is condition, and one is initialization section, and one is increment or decrement. So we have to just leave it like that, blank, and just put the condition. So like that, you can use it. So what I'm going to do, I'm using list iterator. So first, let me introduce what is a list iterator. So basically, list iterator is an interface, but it has some additional methods. I'm just going through that. And in the right side, you can see that it has next and has next. By default, these two methods are there, but it has two additional methods. So we can see here, list iterator is the child of iterator interface. So this is also interface. This is also interface. So whatever the methods present in iterator, by default, it will be the part of list iterator. So has next and next is already there, but it has two additional methods, which is previous and has previous. So it provides you facility to navigate in backward direction as well. And additional methods is like next index, previous index, remove method is already there. Set is to change the value, which was not present in iterator, you remember, and add method is also there. Via list iterator, you can add and update as well. So these two additional methods were there. Remove methods were already the part of iterator. So if someone is asking about the differences, so you can tell that. So list iterator has some additional methods over the iterator interface, and list iterator is the child. So you can see here set method is here. Set method is to update the Add method is to add the value. Remove method is to delete the value. And these methods are to navigate the value. So has next, next, has previous, previous. 4 methods are there. So we will try to see with the examples which one we will use up. So let me open one array list. Here we have all the demos. You can see here list iterator. So first what we have to do, you take the name of this. This is the name. And once you put the dot, you will see a list iterator interface like this. You can see here. So list iterator interface is already there. One is iterator and one is list iterator. So both of the interfaces are there. So you have to use whatever you want. So I'm just going to use list iterator. After dot, if I put a control space, you will see all the methods coming. So iterator was already there, but since in the list interface and all the child classes of list, it means I'm talking about this list. It is an interface and all the child classes of list interface is already having list iterator method. Other places it is not there. List iterator is not the part of other collections thing, just only the part of list child classes. So this is list interface and these are the child classes. So you will see list iterator is present in all the fours, but other places iterator is the common. Iterator is everywhere, but list iterator is the only part of list interface child classes. So just remember this. So we are just going to use like this. The collection name dot list iterator I put, and this is the local variable I'm just going to create. Let me show you again. Consider that I'm just creating list iter. So this is the name of the variable I created and create a local variable. So it will automatically come like this. So list iterator of a string, it is saying that. OK. And now instead of for loop, you can go through the while loop that I will go. I will comment this part. I don't need this. I will uncomment this part. So you can see here, same method is there. Just the name of variable is changed. Already we have seen which methods are there. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm first navigating forward, then I will show you navigate backward. So that you can print in the reverse order as well. OK, so let's do first the printing in the forward direction, and then after that I will show you in the backward direction. So line number 98, 99 and 100. 3 lines are there who is doing the just printing work and in the same fashion as iterator was doing. You can see the same method is there, just the name of variable is changed. Everything is same. So I'm just right clicking and run as Java application. You can see here my output is coming like that, in which order I have given. Pan, table, Java, Microsoft, Apple, whatever it is. Let's duplicate also there. So no worries. Now via list iterator, if I have navigated to that one, now my pointer is pointing to last one and I want to come back. So what I can do here, I can use like this. You can see here. So first it will start from the beginning and then it will go to the end. Then it line dot 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 will print. And after that from last it will come to the first one. So this time I'm going to use for loop so that you will understand. It's up to you which loop you want to prefer. So I'm just using for loop. The syntax is almost same. Just a semicolon is there. That's the original thing. Because for loop has 3 sections. So you have to follow like this. So here I'm using has previous and previous. Earlier I was using has next and next. But this time since I have navigated to the last, then I can navigate to the first one. So this way I can navigate in the backward direction. So let's see whether it is printing or not. So you can see here This order and this order, if you compare, it's just a reverse order. So it printed in the reverse order. And this is the way via which you can go to the reverse order. Now, there is another way in which you can print in the reverse order. So for that, I have to comment this out because this will disturb the order. Okay. So let me comment it out. And after that, what I am doing, just focus here. If you go to the iterator method, you will see it is the overloaded method. Overloaded means one time you can just pass list iterator like this. And one time you can go and check it is asking for index. Means you can set the index where you want to. From there, you want to print in backward direction or forward direction. So you can see here, this is basically our loaded method, list iterator. We have list iterator this one and list iterator this one. This is the method. One is blank. It means you don't need to pass anything. By default, it will start from the 0th position. You can see here, it is starting from the 0th position. And one is you can pass the index, and based on index, it will start from that position. Okay, so there are two methods of the list iterator. So one already we have seen. So via that we have now navigated to the forward direction or backward direction. It's up to me that which way I want to do that. And there is one additional list iterator. You can see here, same thing I am doing here, like list one, list iterator. But here I am passing the index. Index means which position I want to start with. Okay, so I am telling that list dot size. So it will take the last index. Okay, so it is just taking the index and it will take the last index. So I don't need to navigate forward and I don't need to navigate backward. It's up to me from where I want to start. So I just told that I want to start from the last. So size means what? Whatever the size will be there, it will just calculate the size and it will set the index to the last position. You can see here. Okay, so based on index position, you can start printing like that. And same thing, like I want to navigate back because I have set the index to the last position. So I will use previous and has previous method. So in the backward direction, it will start navigating. If I have set the index to the first position, so I will use next and has next. But if I am setting the index to the last position, then I will use previous and has previous. So this way I'm going to just print it. You see here how it is going to print. So it is printing in the reverse order. You can see here, right? What is the output I'm getting reverse order. But just think of that. You are using list iterator based on index. So let me comment it out. And let me show you one more way. So here I'm saying that size by 2. Okay. It means which position I want to start from half. And then I want to print it. So you can just design like that. So whatever the size is there, set the index from there, and then you start printing. So it will print in the reverse order from the half of the position. You can see here. So from the half of the position, it printed everything. But if you want to print from the starting position, you can just ignore this part. You can just ignore this part like this. This is a starting position, but this time previous and has previous will do nothing because you have set the index from the starting position. So this loop will not work. Let me comment it out. And let me set like this. Because the index is at the 0th position. So I will use next and has next. Just try to index how I am using. I'm just setting the index to the 0th position. Like this I have passed. So we have already seen that it has a method, has next, and from there you can start. You can see here, if I want to set index like 2 or 3, I can set the index like that. So it will start printing from there. So it's up to you how you want to design it. So that's the important thing about iterator and list iterator. So in the interview, if they are asking, then you can add these points. And let me set as a 0.
Okay, Rajiv, I have one question. So previously you were telling that list position is at end. So
No,
how
I
we'll
set
get
it.
to
I
know?
set it.
Okay, you set it. Okay. Okay,
Not,
list.
not by
This one
default.
set.
List dot size means what? The last
Yeah,
position.
yeah. Last question. Okay, got it. Actually, I missed that syntax.
Mhm.
Got it now. Yeah. Thanks.
By default, it is starting from 0th position, but it's up to you how you want to start. Either you can use iterator or list iterator, but iterator is only one way traversal. But via list iterator, you have two things. Either you want to start from the end or start from the start. It's up to you. So this facility you are getting, and it has two additional methods like has previous and previous. Apart from that, additional method also there. Means you can add the value, you can change the value. It's all are there. So let me try to show you that part.
Okay, add the value in the beginning and in the
Via
end as
list
well. The value.
iterator, means it's up to
Yeah.
you wherever you want. It's up to you. List is only like addition at the last. So this is the list one. You can just see here, and this is the iterator, right? Actually, this is the iterator, and which is having the method. You can see here. If you go to the list iterator, and I will show you, it has method called add method. You can see here, add. So via that also you can add. That's ArrayList is already having that method, but also this is also having that method, add method. So you can just test it, and you can check after adding. Let me print a normal way because printing things you have already seen. Now I'm just going to test out. Just printing the list. So there are multiple ways to print the list. So I'm just using the simple SOP, and I want to check whether it is working or not. So this is the addition via list iterator. You can see here. So I have set the position at 0. So when I added it, it added there. You understand, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And if I set the position, and then I try to add and then print, then it is adding at the last position. You can see here. So it's up to you. You can delete as well. So remove method is also there, and set method is also there.
Okay, and if someone asks to add it on the 10th position, then will list size will give to 9 and then it can print to the 10th position. Okay.
So via list iterator, I'm just removing it. This which one you want to remove? Dot. So just put a dot and you see which are the methods present. So I'm just using like remove method. So remove method is like current index position. Whatever it is pointing, it will just remove. And after that, I'm just printing it. There is no index and object kind of thing, just it is the blank method, and it will not accept anything. Whatever the thing it is pointing, it will just remove that. Illegal state exception. And what is that? Segment illegal state exception, a remove method. So maybe I can
I
start.
think we have not mentioned the position which
Actually, this is the
item.
position. So that's why.
Okay, first.
So there is no
Last one.
element. So that's why it is not able to remove it.
Yeah.
So let me remove. Again, it is showing illegal state exception. Need to check how to use remove method of the iterator. I think it's must be in the indexing mode. Otherwise, it will not. So let me try this way. List reverse dot next, and then I will try to not this one. This one. There it is. Control C. This one. Yes, it will just point to the next one. Then I'm trying to do. So it's a pointer kind of issue. You can see here. Now I'm getting the output. So one thing is remove. So next method is just pointing to this one, this element, and then it is removed. You can see here. So remove method is used to remove it. Set method is there. Set method is to use the set the value. You can see here anything you want, you can change it. So let me add one, and after that use not remove method. I just want to use set method. Dot set. So what I am expecting that first it will add www and instead of n it will change the value to the set, because this is just a pointer kind of things. Whatever the value it is pointing, it will just change the value of that. And it is due to this. Next is pointing to the next one. You can see here instead of n it changed the value to hello. So that was my expectation. It is working. So we have seen all the methods of the list iterator interface as well. Now we will talk about more classes, which is ArrayList. ArrayList has additional methods. Let me go through that class, and if anything is missing, then I will add it. So contains method is very important for you. Size method you have already seen. Let's go with the contains method. So contains method is something very important. If you have a list and you want to verify whether something is present in the list or not, so you can use contains method. I try with the Microsoft. I'm coming here. I'm just commenting this part. This is not needed, but I need to show you the demo of contains method. So S out. My name list one. Name of the collection is list one dot contains, and I'm checking whether Microsoft is there. So let me run this. Then it is saying true. It's there. Correct?
Yeah, I think it will be case sensitive as well, right? If we change it to M to lowercase, will it work?
The case sensitive only.
Okay. And Rajiv, for remove, that I have one question. If someone asks to remove certain position element,
So don't use
then
iterator. List already have your remove method. You have gone through array list, right?
Yeah, we'll not
So
use the iterator one. Okay.
You see here, in there it is a remove method there, right? So it has two things, either index based removing or object based removing.
Okay.
You can use any of them. So use that method. You can see here, right? So consider that I'm first trying to see this one, whether it is working or not. So it's a case sensitive and it will show you false. So that's the one thing you already seen. Now I'm going through the remove method. So consider that list dot remove list one. You can see it asking for index position, which one you want to remove. So I'm going to do, say that
list 10
dot size -1. Normally indexing, I am just thinking start from 0 and size will give you the size, actual size, right? And then after that, I'm going to print it. So printing wise, all the techniques you have already seen. So no worries. We have seen those things. And we have one advanced level of printing that is called print streaming, Java streaming, right? So that way also I will show you sometime, but I'm just taking you next level one by one. You can see here, I use the remove method and it removed the last one. So before removing, what was the output? Let me show you first that. And after removing, what was the output? You have to see that part as well. Then you can compare it easily. So if you want to remove the last value, you can just pass like that. So dot size -1. So it will remove the last one. If you want to remove the first one, you can use like that. Zero. And then again try to print. Run as Java application. So you can see here, the first element is removed. And if you go through that, you see here, it is mutable. It means whatever the value you are removing, it is changing in the original thing. Not like a string that you have to again store it in the same variable. It's just mutable things, right? Now, object basis remove. Suppose that I want to remove Microsoft. So we have two Microsoft here. If I put here one Microsoft remove, let's see, it remove one or everything. I think it should remove first one. Let's see the output. How it is like that. Let me comment this part because this is not needed. Just I want to show before and after. So this is before list and this is after removing list. So it is just removing the first one, what I was expecting. Okay. Just a second, I'm getting the part.
Sure.
हेलो हाँ क्या करें क्लास में हम क्लास के बाद करते हैं ठीक है See here, it is just removing the first one. So again you will try, it will remove the second. Remove all these there or not? Let me check whether it is there. I don't see remove all is there. Remove is there, remove all is not there. One is clear is there. Clear means everything clear. I'll show you that. So you
Maybe
can see here.
remove duplicate can be there as well. I think it may be very helpful.
Basically, you have to iterate through the loop and then you put this method and
Okay.
whatever it is present, then you just contains and then remove. See, based on that, you can just make a loop kind of thing. When the contents is true, so you have to just keep on removing the things. So that's the only thing you can make by your programming logic. You can see here. So now it is removing. If you want to do in a shortcut way, so you just put while this contents Microsoft and just keep on removing. So it will be just one liner thing. Right? Like this way you can design. I will show you. We were having contents, right? This one. I will put this where I will put in the while loop. So this is before list and it after print, it's okay. You see the output, how it will be just loop things are there. So iterative work, you can just put in the loop. You can see here.
Okay.
So duplicates can be removed in this way. So this is one way, and additional way I will show you how to remove duplicates like from the what you call array list. So there is one method which is saying that you can convert your array list into array. So you see here add method we have seen, remove method we have seen, size method seen. Sublist we have not seen, index of is very easy, you can see. Equals method is there, that we will see. Get method we have already seen. Is empty, to just check whether it is empty. Contents method we have seen. Now we will see to array. So to array, it means just to convert it into array. So let me have this list. Let me comment this part on it. So this is what array list, right? And it is dynamic. Now I want to change it to a static. A static means kind of array. So I will put this dot to array. You can see a to array is there, and you just pass it like this and create a local variable. So basically it's a string array. I want to hold it in the string array. ARR and just mouse over, create a local variable. So you can see here it is creating the object, but you can convert into the string. Okay. Once you convert into a string, it will ask you through typecast, because the return type of this is something like this. So once you typecast it, it will convert into a string array. So this will become the array, and once it is array, then all the array operations you can perform. So this is one thing. Okay. If you want to print or what is the array size, whatever it means, all the array operations. I will just show you a couple of things. That what is the size? So is out. You know, array has a length variable. Via that you can print the size of array. But now it becomes static, means class cast exception. Object cannot be cast to the string. So leave it like that, no problem. Even it is like that, should be okay. Just mouse over, create. Run as Java application. You can see here 9 I am getting, so 9 elements are there. So this is one way, and there is another way that you have a array and then you want to convert it into the list. So that is also possible. Okay. So if you have an array, just create one array and then you convert it into the list. But there is a direct creation and conversion. So this example you will see here. This is what it is doing. It is just creating array and it is converting to the list. So as list is a method which is present in the arrays class. Okay. So arrays class we have already seen in the past, but that time we were not knowing about list and all such things. So we have not gone through, right? So it has a method. This is interview question. How you will convert array list into array and array into array list. So something very, very important interview question. So if you want to convert array list into array, so to array method is there. You have to just tell the name of method. So to array method is there, which will convert the array list to the array. And there is another method which will convert the array to array list. So which one is that? As list, and which is present in the arrays class. And this method, to array method is present in the array list. You see here, it is present where? In the array list. But as list is present where? As list is present in the arrays class. So you just pass the string type of data and it will convert the array list. Plus as list method is a return type of list of a string you can see here. So it will automatically create the array list. Okay. So no need of like creating new array list like that. It will directly convert it like this. So this is one way. Second way is I will create one array, string array, and then I will show you how to pass it in the array as list. That is also possible. The string str 111 equal to double quotes. Sorry, curly brackets. So this is the standard practice. And here I'm saying future MOUSE mouse, keyboard. So 3 objects I have created in array. So this is one string array you have already seen, and I will just pass it as an array as list. So we have this method. You can see this is a method which is present in the arrays class. So take this method and pass the array. One way was direct pass the values. It will create the array and it will convert into a list. One is create one array first and then you pass the name of that array and then it will create the list based on that. So this is time I'm creating list 777 666. Okay. And the type of this is list of a string. You can see here. If you have integer array, so you can create the integer one. So let me create integer array. Int ARR equal to curly bracket start like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Like this. So I have created integer array, right? And this time I'm using same way, but this time I will pass integer array. And expectation is when I create the local variable, it will create integer of array list. So let me take list 777. Okay, and just mouse over, create local variable. So it will create like this. You can see here. It is an array. This is the way just to convert. You have already seen the demo. Now I will show more demo. One was index of. Index of means like any value is there and you want to pass the index of that. So sometimes it is very helpful. Consider that we have Java here, right? I want to get the index of Java. For a small value, you don't need it, but for very large table, probably it will be helpful. Who will go and count manually? So everyone needs to be automated. Yes, out. List one. Dot index of. So there are two index methods. One is index of and one is last index of. If it is multiple, then you can use last index of. If it is single, then you can go with index of. Index of what? I want Java. Run as Java application. So it is saying that too. But what if I put a wrong value? It means I want to see whether if it is not matching, then what index it is coming. It is saying that -1. So correct value, actual index it will give. If it is wrong value, then minus value it is coming. So consider that I want to get the index of Microsoft. So I will use like this. And again, I will use like this. So one was index 1 and one was last index. So I know Microsoft is 2 times. Consider that it is 1,000 times. So first and last index would be really helpful. So it is at number 4th and number 7th. Index is 3 and 6. So you can just take 4th and 7th. It is there. Total are 9. So you can use like this. So I have other method, equals method is there. So equals method is very important. When you have two array list, and then you want to compare the list. So just think of that. We have one array list. I want to create a duplicate array list. How to create a duplicate array list? You can just see here. I will just copy this. Instead of list 2, I will provide. And here I can pass the list 1. You can just go through the constructor of that, whether it is allowed or not. You can see there is a constructor which is asking for, you can pass the collections. So if you pass the collections, it means you are allowed to pass and it will just create duplicate. You can see I'm not getting any compilation error. And now you know both lists are same. So if you use equals method, it will give you true result. So you know list 1 and list 2 both having the same content. So I'm just using list 1 dot equals and passing list 2. So I'm expecting that it should be equal to true. And let's run this and check whether it is true or false. So it is a true. But what if in list 2, I go and add something? Here it was showing equals true. Then I go there and added something. Added like pine apple. And again, I'm going and checking whether now it is equal or not. So what should be the output? It is false. Because this time it is not equal. You can see earlier it was true. Now it is coming as a false. So once you change the value, then it will false. If it is same to same, then it will give you true. So equals method compares two collections things. So just remember, same like a string, comparison is there. So equals method compare the contents of two collections. Okay, and all the collections classes equals method is overridden. Basically, equals method is coming from the object class. And in object class, equals method is designed in such a way that it will always compare the address. But in all the other places wherever I want to use, equals method is overridden and it is designed in such a way that it will just compare the value instead of address. So now the value comparison is there, then it is saying that it is true. But once you added something more and now you compare, or anything you can just remove, anything you change and then try to compare, then it will give you the false result. So you have already seen these things: remove, add, size, index of equals, gate, is empty is there. So is empty is something very important. I will show you. And by default, initially it is true, right? If it is a first time you have created a list, so it is empty list. So I'm going here and I'm just checking S out. List one dot empty is empty. It will give you a true value, right? So let me comment this part because this is not needed now. We have completed the demo for that. And after adding couple of values, if again I am checking, then it is becoming false. Okay, you see here. Now again I am doing one method which is clear method. I told you which is clear method. So I will come here and I will use dot clear. So now is empty will become true. See here it was false. It was true. Here it is false. Again after using clear it will become as a true. Because once you are using clear method, then after that just check the output of that. S out list one. It is empty list now. And before clearing method, it was a some values. Let me run this, then I will show you output. So initially it was true, is empty is true. After adding value, it is false. Then I'm printing the value and then I'm using clear method. So after clear method, when I try to print, it is giving me empty list. And after at last I'm using is empty. So again, it is saying that true, correct. You are correct, is empty. So these are the things. So we have seen all the methods. Only one method is there, which is not important, but I will show you. So it is saying that from index to index. So you can create a sublist. So suppose that I have a list and I want to use from the 0, 1, 2 position to fifth position, 2, 3, 4, fifth position. So I want to create one list from one list. So we have a list dot sub and I'm using like two substring words there, something like that. 5. I will just check whether it is returning something. Yeah, it is returning something. So I will take list 2 or list 999 I'm taking, but just mouse over. So it is creating a new list and then I'm trying to print. This out. Just see the output. It is, I have emptied it. You can see here, it's saying true that what I was printing is empty. And then I added couple of values and then I tried to use 2, 3, 4. So you see here, same like substring, it is working. So even I'm passing the fifth index, but it is taking the fifth position. So from 0 to 1 to 2 is the index number. And then it is 2, 3, 4. So this is the fifth position. The fourth is the index number, but it is at the fifth position. So this is taking the position and this is taking the start index. Okay. So in this way, it is printing the values. You can see here. Same like substring. If you remember substring, how it was behaving. So same way it is the behavior of. So this is something about ArrayList methods. We have gone through more methods, but let me check whether anything additional you need to know. What can be really helpful for you? Because a lot of things are there, everything is not needed, but I'll try to cover the things which is really needed for you. Set method is there. We have I think we have not seen, but I will show. Set method we have seen via list iterator, but set method you should know because basic CRUD operation you should know. Get, read, update, delete. All these methods are important. So we have to see that method set method. So set method is something like suppose that you have a value and based on index you want to update the value. So you can use it. So let me comment this part. See here we have a list. Let me comment this part as well only. We have a list and we just printed it, and after that I want to update any index position. So 0, 1, 2. So I will change it to something different value. So let me use it list 1 dot set method. You can see here set method is asking which index and what value. Two things you have to provide. Int index and the value which you want to update. So it set is something update method. So simply use it index number 0, 1, 2 and the value you want that it should be Java in the capital I'm giving. Java programming. Like this I'm giving. And after setting again I'm trying to print. Before and after I will see whether it is working accordingly or not. You can see here it is updated. Additional things not there. You see here. What is the now it is just showing the concept of ArrayList. So resizable array, dynamic it is in nature. Array was static. You cannot change the value. So you cannot increase the size of array once it is like fixed of size. So that was the restrictions in array. And then ArrayList like homogeneous and heterogeneous, both kind of objects it is aligned. Genix concept you can add. So this is something. It contains duplicate, null allowed, random access allowed. Okay, so like this. Now we have more examples here in my computer. But let me go through. Anything is needed. What is retain? Okay, remove all and retain all. These things also you have to know. This is something very important. So in iterator, we were not having like what do you call it? We will have, right? Remove method where we were talking about where remove all is there. You see here, we were talking about remove all. So remove all is something very important and like you can pass the list. So if you want to remove multiple things in a list, so you can use remove all method. So let me show you that part. Let me comment. This is not needed. Consider that I want to remove Microsoft 100 Apple. Okay, like this. List 1 dot remove all. You can see. And it is asking for collection. So collections thing you can create, like you can just pass a list and then you can go through that. Let me show the examples of that, how to use remove all. Syntax wise, I have to check. Example of or remove all an array list. I think they will create array list and they will pass it. That's the standard way, but I'm just checking because if you see different places now, so they have written the logic different way, and which one is the best, I will pick that one. Normally that is one way that you just create one array list and then you can pass. So this is creating the second array list, right? And then it is passing that remove all. So in the first list, it is just asking that remove this one. So this will be removed. But I'm checking other way whether it is there or not. So not good example. Same way. Different array list. Same way. But I was suggesting that same way it is used. So it is saying that you have one list, you create another list and you pass that list in that remove all method, right? So let me comment it for a while. I will create another list. Is a list 2. Okay. And in the list 2, I will pass the value, add the value, which one I want to remove. So I'm telling that add first Microsoft. First word is Microsoft. Second word list 2 dot add Apple. And then list 2 dot add 100. So in a single go, I want to remove multiple things. So in that case, you can use what? Remove all method. So now in the first collection, I'm using remove all and I'm passing that these things I want to see. This means collections, right? So this is anything collection and I have removed that. And once I remove what? So then you can just print before and after. Okay. This is before one. Yes, out. List one. After removing, I want to see what is the final output. You can see here, duplicates also removed. So remove all is more powerful. You can see here where duplicates also removed in a single go. You can see here, this is the output I am getting. So this is something remove all method. But there is one more method called retain all. So retain all is just reverse of that. Remove all. But these things will be retained and other things will be removed. Okay. So retain and remove something different, opposite nature method. And if you want to use retain all, so you can just use retain all instead of remove all. So let me comment this part. Use same method. List one dot retain all. So I'm saying that just retain this and other things removed. Earlier I was saying that remove the list which I am passing. I'm saying that no, retain the list which I am passing and remove others. You can see here. What happened? Just to run as Java application. So now you will see only these three words will be there: Microsoft, Apple, and 100. Other things will be removed. You can see the output, right? So remove all and retain all. Other things, I'm just checking any other additional methods I have left over, which is important. No. Important things already discussed. I think we have not left anything which is important. One thing is for each method, which I will discuss. This is a next level thing. So just be patient and we will see that how to use that one, which is for each method, which is really important as per me. I will show you that part. Okay, so for each method we will discuss in the next class. So any questions anyone has so far as of now?
No, Rajiv, I don't have any question.
Any other one? Anyone has any questions?
No, Rajiv. I'll go through again this recording then.
Chichi Babu, for you?
Yeah, no doubts. I will refer videos.
Okay, then good to go. I will upload the video and you can just check the videos once again. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Rajiv.
Thank you, Rajiv.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.